Hello guys, welcome to my kitchen. Thanks for tuning in. I am OLUWASEU'Ns. Today's video it's gonna be a cooking one. I'll be cooking moi and I have my ingredients, everything on this. You can see, guys, you can see the leaf used to be like this, but I've been keeping these leaves in my freezer for like 3 weeks before the lockdown anyway. So in case you have leaf and you don't know how to preserve it, just put it in any nylon, either your waste bin nylon or any big nylon, and drop it in your freezer. It will remain fresh like this. You can see how fresh the leaf is. Then I have my groundnut oil. At times you can decide to use palm oil. I prefer using groundnut oil. This one is optional. I have my liver, thyme, all these are optional. I have my curry, they are optional. Then I have my garlic. Actually, I do like putting garlic in all of my food. Garlic, ginger, beef soup, anything. So I have this one, a bulb, and this is the only Maggi I'll be using. Benny chicken, you see guys. Then I have my salt. I have my salt, guys. I have my onion, and I have my pepper. I have my chili pepper. These are my chili pepper. I have my bell pepper that I'll be using in the moi moi. And I also have my fish. This is mackerel fish. I have my egg too. It's not as if I use a lot of eggs, but it depends on the number of cups of moi moi that I'll be making. Now I'll use 2 to mix after blending. Then I'll boil 5 and cut into pieces to put inside the moi moi. And the last thing I have on my slab here is I have my beans. We have different kind of beans, but I prefer using white beans. I want to wash or peel the shaft. I'll use warm water. So I'll be doing all those stuffs all off the camera. I'm through with the washing of the beans. I actually do take time to wash it. If it's not properly washed, especially being a white beans, it will be black after being blended. My egg that will be used in mixing it. Then I have my groundnut oil. You can see my groundnut oil there on the star. Like I told you, when I do mix my moi moi, I don't use ordinary water. I use hot water. So I'll be putting the only Maggi that I'll be using. Be using the Benny chicken. I'll not be pouring it directly. No, I don't like it. It may not mix. So I'll just put it in this cup. This is my measuring cup. Then I'll put a little bit of curry, just little. It's optional, like I said, it's optional. Then a little bit of that's thyme, sorry guys. So a little bit of curry. It's optional, very small. It's not compulsory. And when you are adding your curry, don't make it too much so that you won't feel the taste. So when I'm done with that, I'll put my salt. All of this stuff, I'll be putting them inside this cup. So I'll put my salt. I don't want too much salt, so I'm just putting like this big teaspoon. I'll taste thereafter. If it's not okay, I'll add more. So let's add little because the beans is a bit much. So 1.5 like that. You can see guys, I'll fill the cup to the brim. It's all of this water that I'll be using and mixing. So I'll stir all the contents. When it's properly stirred, I'll stir all the contents like this. I actually like using this cup because it's a kind of measurement for me. So this is the cup I always use. Pour the whole water, everything. I'll pour everything. So I'll continue stirring. I'll break my egg. I do mix my moi moi with egg. So I'll put it direct. So this is how I need. It's still thick. Add water now. Why? Because I've not added oil. So if you are using palm oil, you add palm oil now. But I am using groundnut oil, and I'll continue to stir. So I have my groundnut oil. I've poured it in this bowl. So I'll pour a little and you continue to stir, but you be careful so that the oil will not be too much. You need to be mindful of your oil. You can see it's a bit too thick, not too thick, but it's still thick a bit. I'm careful about the oil. I don't want too much oil, but I don't think I'll be using all the oil in that bowl. I prefer to mix like this. The liver. This is a mackerel fish I showed you earlier. I've removed all the bone and I've cut it into small pieces. So before you are mixing, you try to separate all those stuffs that you are putting in it. I have my egg, I've poured it in it. So I'll keep on mixing. You have to stir. You stir systematically so that all those things in it will not just lump up in one side. While you are stirring, you are using your turning stick to scatter it. So you can see I want it to be in the moi, everything to be together. I don't want to be putting it just one by one. No, I don't like that. So I'll taste for salt. Guys, so sweet. I'm tasting for Maggi, I'm tasting for salt. In case the Maggi is not enough, there's no crime in adding. You can add it to oil. You can taste as many times as possible to be sure you have a very good taste. When you are tasting, you are sure you have the kind of taste you want. You taste for salt, you taste for Maggi, you taste for everything. This mixture does not bring out the taste of curry and does not bring out the taste of thyme. Reason I said you should use little to have a perfect mixture now. It's not too thick and it's not too watery. I like it this way and it will not be too hard. My leaf, like I told you, I've washed it earlier. I'm just putting aside the small ones. Maybe I'll just use in covering them. Guys, look at it. I prefer to use double leaf. This is my cooking pot. I'll be cooking with this. I already placed a leaf in it. This is my leaf like this. In case you are learning how to do it. This is how I place my leaf. I turn it like this. Do you see that? And I have to bend it, open it up. I'll stir before putting these two scoops of it directly like this. Guys, do you see that? I don't want it too big. Yeah, 2. Then, did you see that? Turn it like this. Turn it twice. Look how beautiful it is. I'll put it in the pot. I'll take a small leaf, get another big one. I'll just be mixing it like that. This one actually can fold once, but I like 2 leaves so that it will be secure. My mama will be secure while on fire. So, like this, I'll cross it, turn it. You know why it's sticking to each other? Because there's water in it. So, I cross it like this. I fold it underneath. Then I open it. I'm using 2 scoops. And you mix before putting it. After putting like that, did you see that? You use this one to cover it. Then you put it from the right. You take the left one, you turn it twice to give it a proper closure, so it will be tight. You fold it back. You can see how pretty it is. Very fine. Right, I'm through with the tying of the moi. Look at how beautiful it is. So I'll be covering with the remaining leaves. This is my hot water. I've poured the whole hot water on it. After pouring, I'll cover it. I'll get it on fire. This is the final look of my moi. So guys, I'm enjoying my moi now. Look how beautiful it is. Thanks for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe. See you next time.